friends, welcome back to another Needlessly Nostalgic. I'm one of your hosts, Tyler Nichols, with my other host, Mr. Lance Velchek. I had a burp right there. Oh, that was
Forgot my last name already, yeah? Oh,
no, I had definitely had a burp. Yeah, I know it's been a little while since we've done this, apparently. But no, we are here today with a very, very special episode because we are actually talking to Michael Myers himself, Tyler Mane, who obviously starred as Michael Myers in the Rob Zombie Halloween films. I mean, and then he's also, I mean, he's been in so many other films as well. He's
Sabretooth.
Sabretooth.
He's Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He
Yeah.
has a new comic series, everything.
Yeah, new comic that we will talk to him about. And yeah, this is a nice little collaboration we're doing with the horror show, which they are doing James Jude Courtney, who he also has some charity that he's involved with. So check out the horror shows episode with him that I believe should be going up the same day. We're gonna try to coordinate that, and
They're good people too.
and we've also got some questions at the end that we'll be asking Tyler, and that they'll be asking James Jude Courtney, who obviously played the Michael Myers from the David Gordon Green Halloween movies. So,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for joining for the special episode, Lance. Yes.
And real quick, because of this, Tyler's rating for Halloween 2 has gone up. It is official, guys. Thanks so much, and goodbye. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, Tyler Maine, please don't listen to that episode. No, I've actually
No, he could.
I listened through because this should come out October 1st. The episode or Rob Zombie Halloween episode should be out in 2 days, and I've re-listened to it. I'm not that bad, so I'm
I
okay
never,
with.
I never said you were. I never
I,
said,
j-
I'm just,
I was
I think
worried.
I'm great. I'm fantastic.
Still, I was worried. So
Not kind of the whole thing. It's just like, I mean, I don't know. I might sound
still,
like,
we recorded it. We had no idea we were going to be speaking to one of the main cast
yeah, but you know
members.
what? It wouldn't change a thing because you and me are both stubborn and opinionated. So, I talked to Thomas Jane and I was very polite and I loved it, but I hate his Punisher. I think he's a
Yeah,
great guy, but I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to be like, "Oh, I love that Punisher." It's like, nah. I'll just be like, I like Florida. How's that? How's the palm trees down there, huh? Nah,
yeah,
dude, we're good
yeah.
to go.
Oh, I
So,
get it. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this special episode. Here is Tyler Maine. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Because it's funny because we've actually been working our way through the entire Halloween franchise, so this could not be better timing for us.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, but before we get into all things Halloween, I want to get into your comic. It's The Last Spartan Red Tape, and then you have The Last Spartan Lone Wolf that are coming out. That's coming out
Yeah,
soon.
the Last Spartan Red Tape is right here. It is going into comic book shops October 29th. So if you have a local comic book shop, go in there and ask them to request it from Lunar, and that's on shelves. The Lone Wolf is coming um, beginning of next year. Yeah. So we're carrying on the story. And it just to tell you a little bit about it, it deals with human trafficking awareness. And I've teamed up with deliverfund.org organization to help put an end to human trafficking. So every book sale, we have a portion of the proceeds going to Deliver Fund to help them end human trafficking. And they developed a technology for law enforcement to help put the assholes away, so to speak.
What interested you in making this comic book?
Yeah, well, it's based on a novel that came across my desk, dare I say, 15 years ago. It might even have been longer because time is just flying like crazy. It's written by a buddy of mine, John F. Saunders, and it was dealing with just the one character saving one girl. And what we've done is we've expanded the world and made it more relevant to today with the technology and all the things like that we needed to bring into it. So it took us this journey with this book has been a 3-year journey that from getting on Christopher Priest to write it, who wrote the Black Panther, Punisher, Vampirella, Captain America, Superman. He's an Eisner nominated writer. He wrote it with myself and Renee. And then we have the cover by Mark Silvestri, which is an amazing, amazing cover. And interiors by Jimbo Salgado, Michael Montanot, and Will Conrad. So Yeah, it's top tier project.
Will there be different covers? I noticed on your website you have three different ones, and one of them actually even mimics, obviously, the '07 Halloween. Is that like special? Yes, yes.
Yeah, you know I had to do an homage to the Halloween cover. So yeah, that one is available on thelastspartan.com, tylerrain.com, mainentertainment.com. We have a few of those left. So check it out. Go on there and get your copy. Like I say, a portion of the proceeds goes to deliverfund.org to help put an end to human trafficking.
That's amazing.
And so I want to ask this because I obviously I was trying to look up your like interest and stuff in the comics, and that way I came across the fact that and correct me if I'm wrong, that you met your wife actually. She was at the Chicago Comic Con, right? And you guys met from there. So have you had an interest in like graphic novels and comics for this long? Is how much of an influence did Renee kind of put into this? I mean, I'm kind of curious where the original bubble came from.
Yeah, man. I grew up a tall, skinny kid, glasses, braces, slightly dyslexic in Canada. And we had back then, they were called like white elephant sales at the school. I think I was in about the third grade. I came across my first five comic books. You know, it was Tom Sawyer, uh, Boris Karloff. I've got several different comic books that I just picked them up because I didn't like to read, so I was seeing the pictures. So I've kind of been involved in comic books all the way along because I like watching the story, and if I stumble on the words, I just created my own character, my own story to go along with it, and it's kind of like how I learned to read. And then, of course, running into Renee and being now married to her for all these years, she's had a heavy influence in the comic industry with being the editor in chief of Top Cow for a while and getting her start there and working for all these other different comic book shops. So I was originally talking with John about turning this into, a feature film. And then I talked to Tom DeSanto and David Hayter, and they said, man, you've got the resources to do a great comic book. Why don't you do that? And I said, Renee, you're on. So here we go. And so here we are. So and luckily we've got the last Spartan red tape, and now we're adding to the story. The story is carrying on, and what I'm hoping to do is turn it actually into a TV series so we can keep raising awareness and keep putting the word out and helping deliver fund and help put an end to human trafficking.
I assume that you would want to be starring because there's the cover makes it look definitely like your visage.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it has been, and the funny thing is, like, because John asked his kids all these years ago, he said, who would be right for Frank Kane? And they both said my name, so it must have been like around Sabretooth when Sabretooth came out or something like that. So then now here we are all these years later trying to get it going, and it's hopefully going to get its legs.
And I think it's the perfect combination. You're selling it, I think, the perfect way. It's just Sons of Anarchy meets True Detective, the biggest biker show ever made and one of the biggest detective shows of our generation. I mean that's the biggest sell. I mean, I think obviously I love the graphic novel because I think you could do so much more, and it's a different format. But I think the jump to TV eventually would be a very smart and great idea, just based on the format and what you're trying to do. And also, obviously, with Jim Caviezel's movie, I think there is a lot of people who want to support stuff like, supporting going after trafficking and stuff like that. I think that's a noble cause. And I like the fact that when I looked into this, you guys donate the proceeds or a portion of the proceeds, I should say. And I think that's a noble thing. As somebody who works with kids, I really respect that. And it makes me happy to see.
Yeah, like from being at all these conventions, I've been talking to several people about it, and you hear people's stories. And just about every convention I go to, there's at least one, two, or three people that it is personally affected, whether they're a first responder or if they know somebody that was just about taken or have been gone missing for years. So, it is getting the response that it needs. People need to be aware of this because it is happening everywhere. It's been happening since the dawn of time. Hopefully, we can raise awareness and put a little help put an end to it and get rid of some of them. But the thing is, it's even amplified with the internet and with what's going on with society and the accessibility with the internet.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, and I'm also curious too, the obviously it's being released in the graphic novel format. Was there any consideration to do like the floppies where it's released on like a weekly basis for X amount of time and then compiled?
Yeah, well, we have this first one is 3 issues, and then the Lone Wolf is going to be a single, and then
Oh,
hopefully
okay.
we're going to carry on and do singles after that.
Okay.
So yeah, we wanted to get the bulk of the story out there and then carry it on. So that's where we're at right now.
That's
Nice.
amazing. Well,
Yeah.
I can't wait to get a copy. I was trying to get one before the interview, but this ended up happening sooner than I was able to get one. So
Yeah, yeah.
We'll both
I'm
support you
excited to read it.
100%.
All
Very good.
getting away from the comic book a little bit. I'm curious, what are your like movie watching habits these days? Are you is there anything that's struck up an interest with you lately?
Oh my God. I'm so far behind. I'll binge watch TV series, So lately I've been watching The Sandman and then and Wednesday. And
Nice.
so because I'm always all over the place, then I've got so much I got to deal with. And then hopefully at night I get to watch at least 1 or 2 episodes or something like that. I haven't even been able to play Call of Duty for so damn long. It's crazy.
Uh,
Well,
well, that,
But it's better to be busy, right?
I
So,
exactly, exactly.
yeah, heck yeah.
I got so I was looking at obviously your IMDb. I was seeing because it seems like I feel like nowadays everybody's doing so much. You're doing comic book acting, I mean, everybody has multiple jobs. And there's something that came across where I was like, oh, I'm curious now because it sounds like my kind of movie. What can you tell me about Gearhead? Because I like revenge stories, I like sci-fi stories, I like something with a little bit of vengeance, and I was like, oh, is this made for me? I mean, everything about this seems like it's like strange yet kind of I don't know,
Yeah,
uplifting.
yeah. Gearhead's been kicking around for quite a while. Hopefully he's going to be able to get it made. It is so tough to get any project made these days. So, but he's been I've been talking with I believe his name's Michael for years now, and the story is amazing. And I just hope that we can get it off the ground and do it because I would love to play that
Okay,
character.
so it's still in
It's
the
in the
early
developmental
stages.
stages.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I wasn't sure
yeah.
how far as long as just the story wise, I was like, this sounds fun. And now you're
Yes.
attached. I'm like, okay, well, let's rock and roll now, you know? All right.
I get attached to a lot of crazy stuff, man. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I guess, this Michael Myers thing or something. I don't know.
It keeps you young. Look at that. You
That
got a
is
wrinkle
true,
on you. I can't tell if you're 30 or 20, you know?
right?
No, that's such a glorious beard too. I love the
Oh,
beard.
oh, thank you. I let
I
it grow, and then when it gets itchy, I shave it down, and then I regret shaving it down. Then I grow it back out, and then so it's
Where
not
does
as
your where,
I
where does
had
your
it,
wife like it though? Because I think that's a question.
huh?
Where does your wife like it though? Because I feel like mine can't go too long or too short. She's like, babe, no, no, I got to keep it
Oh,
certain length. So
she's fine with it. Like, I don't know if you guys remember for Halloween too, it was like down to here because Rob had me growing it for another project that didn't work out, the T-Rex thing. So it was down to here. And I ended up cutting it back to about this shape. And she goes, I can see your face. I go, no, you can't. So she's good with it, whatever way.
oh, you got a good one then, my friend. You're doing
Yes,
well.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Well, getting into Halloween a little bit, I saw a few days ago you posted for Michael Myers Monday saying that Danielle Harris was your hardest ever kill because of how fast she was when
Oh
filming.
my,
Can you expound upon that a bit?
oh God, man. She is just so quick. Like, I mean, I think she even said, I'm going to make you work for it. But we would be getting ready to go and Rob would yell action. She would just be gone. And I'm like, Danielle, I have to walk. I've got to, come on, work with me here. She goes, no, you're going to have to work for it. And so, okay, I waited for Rob to call rolling, and then I started to go for her on the rolling, and then the action I had her, and she was like, "Damn it!" So you have to think ahead sometimes for these kills. But
Yeah.
yeah, she was a Spitfire. She put up a heck of a fight. We there was a lot of stuff that was used in the background and the stuff we trashed that bedroom, and then went in and the bathroom scene with the blood everywhere. It was pretty gruesome
Yeah.
for the second one.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get in the second one, but well, I should say I'm going to say this because I know it's kind of controversial. And I know it's a little bit divisive. I think Halloween 2 is one of my favorite Halloween movies. It's spiritual, it's weird, it's vicious, it's nihilistic, it's different, it's everything that I want in like a sequel. So I want to go off the bat and say like I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. I wish more sequels kind of went in directions that I think are a little off the beaten path. I'm a big fan of anything that is not a retread. But I was listening to a podcast and you were describing going to number one because we'll get to two. Uh, your fight with Ken Foray. I
Yes.
had no idea that that whole entire bathroom scene was not Breakaway. That was not anything like that. And I actually had talked to Ken a little while ago, and he was had nothing but sweet things to say about you and that whole time. But when I was listening to this podcast, you're talking about the fact that you had to put like Stucky on your foot just
Stick
to,
'em.
to stick
Stick
him,
'em.
just to basically bash him into that thing. I,
Well, here I look at. I'll give you the whole story here. Okay, the floor was slick, and I had those sandals on. So the first time he opened the door and he's like, "I'm Big Joe Grizzly, bitch," and he started to push on me. I slid a bit, and Rob didn't want that. So I called for the stickum. I called the props guys. I said, "Hey, give me some stickum," because Ken says, "Hey, I want this to look real." I go, "Okay." They sprayed the bottom of my feet, and then Rob was like, "Oh boy, here we go." He opened that bathroom stall and he came to get me, and it was just like, and I said to Ken under the mask, I said, "Get ready to go for a ride." And I grabbed his wrist and I drove him back into that toilet, and we just tore the place up, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Well, there's this incredible documentary called Michael Lives that's like a 4 hour look at like going through the day to day of the first film, and they actually highlight that a little bit in there. And it's genuinely, it's one of my favorite documentaries, and I've always thought that like it's weird in that the production's always considered so tumultuous because of Rob's like issues with the studio during. But
Yeah.
watching that doc, it just seemed like the most fun time where I want to be in that world with you guys.
Oh, we had fun.
Yeah.
We had a
Does
lot of fun.
does
I mean, you got to lighten it. You got to lighten it up. I mean, you can't take that stuff too seriously. It's
yeah.
like, I mean, it's not like Michael Myers can be a method actor. Come on, you know.
the end result.
Does it add to the stress of the production when you've got someone filming like throughout all like with all the making of stuff?
No, I mean, like, I've been involved in so many things that you don't even pay attention to them, and
Yeah.
they'll come in front of you, and ask you a question, and you just whatever. You know, you get totally used to it. And
Yeah.
especially from the wrestling background, that I did for 11 and a half years before that, it's
Yeah.
just stick a camera in my face. I'll, you know, have some fun.
I do have a question. I do want to sidestep because I will come back to Halloween though. I obviously I was raised on WCW. I've always been just sort of the underdog kind of guy. I had, looking into all this, I had no idea that you fought Andre the Giant. I think that is
Yeah.
classic. I mean, somebody who grew up with that guy. Were you ever involved? Did they put you in any of the games? Because I was thinking there are many games from the early 90s. Did you ever make it into one of those? Because I looked and I looked and I couldn't find about it. I'm like, statistically, you have to be in something.
Probably not the wrestling games for the WCW. I did a brief stint. I wrestled all over the world. When I wrestled Andre, it was at
Japan.
Tokyo Dome,
Oh, yeah,
and it was, I believe, his last match. Because
That's
that was in
amazing.
1993, and just before he passed away. So that that holds dear to my heart. But I've been lucky to wrestle all over the world. I wrestled with The Rock's dad 15 years before I did the Scorpion King with him. So I guess you could I would say I was a bit of a old timer or whatever. I was right at the cusp when it was changing to the new.
Mm.
So I got to work with all these old timers and going into, like, I was with the WCW when it was still the NWA, and I remember and Turner bought it from Crockett, and we were all sitting in the arena and got the news, hey, we're the WCW now. The first time I went through then, and we're all like, do we still have jobs?
Wow.
So I was there for that transition period.
Wasn't it the, didn't it start as the WCCW? Wasn't it the weird?
Oh god, I can't even remember. I've
I
been
know it's been
dropped on
so
my
long
head a
ago.
lot over the years, man. I'm
Uh,
just lucky I can remember what I remember.
yeah. What made you get away from wrestling and like the wrestling industry?
Have you ever done it? It's pretty hard on the
I've
body.
watched it a lot, but yeah.
It is all stage choreographed, whatever you want to call it. But when you have two 300-pounders picking each other up over their head and slamming them down, it, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It's like over the years you get beat up. Like I was tagged with Kevin Nash for a while, and I just ran into Kevin the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, I've had 36 operations. Luckily, I've only had three." So, but yeah, your longevity. I've got two new hips because of it, and it's like, eh, no matter what, you can say it's fake, but you get two behemoths going after each other, things are gonna break. Things are gonna,
It's a stunt show. I mean, it's a stunt show.
exactly.
So regardless, a stunt is a
Exactly.
stunt. It's real.
Yeah.
And it's tougher because it's theater and around. So I
Yeah.
mean, you've got to make contact because otherwise people are going to call bullshit. So and that was the best training for what I'm doing now.
Yeah. When
So, oh,
oh,
sorry.
sorry, Lance.
No, 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 no. Just sure.
I was gonna get away from it, so no, if you have something, go.
Well, I was going to ask, like, because we talk about stunt shows and doing stunts. Uh, I know that you're kind of doing more of your own stuff nowadays, the movies, and you I assume are doing less stunts. The older you get, you're trying to kind of do new things. Is this something that you're purposely trying to sort of grow from, or is your heart always going to belong to essentially taking a bump and taking a fall, even obviously not wrestling for movies and stuff like that? I mean,
Well,
your
well,
own company, your own stuff, you know?
yeah. I mean, let's be real. I don't really want to, but in the moment, I'm like, okay, we got to go through that table. Let's go. It's got to look good. Or for Penance Lane, I was working with my stunt double from X-Men. And Troy Brenna's a big dude. I mean, he just snatched me off of the table and slammed me on the floor. I'm like, holy shit. But it looked real, and that's what we were going for. So, I mean, with my size, I'm not going to play the love interest. So I've got to figure out the roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, Frankenstein, right? Wasn't that what you were saying? That
I
that's
would
that's your ideal
love to
role,
do a Frankenstein. I
right?
would love to do a Frankenstein.
And now's the time. I
But
feel
I'd
like
still
not
be a
the Universal
physical
Monsters.
Frankenstein monster. So,
Yeah.
have
What
to
and
get
I
some kind of stuff.
assume well, and I assume like due to your size, you probably have like when you need a stunt double, is it usually the same guy that you have for a stunt double?
It was Troy for quite a while. I mean, it just depends.
Oh,
For Jupiter's Legacy, there was a different guy. It was Nate. It just depends on, the stunt coordinator and what they're needing to do.
oh. Well, and I always oh so no.
Oh no, I was going to just say, like, for Jupiter's Legacy, it was just complete prosthetics, so my whole face was
Yeah.
covered, and it was a huge suit, and so it was interesting just to walk in that damn thing, let alone do fight scenes.
Yeah. Was there any stunt that you did that like because I know this is true of wrestling where it's like, oh yeah, this hurts more than you would expect, where the stunt might not look like it hurt as much, but actually what took like days to recover from, or you look back on and you're like, oh, I would not do that again.
Wow, that nowadays that's everything.
The old back.
No, I mean, that's the one thing that I got from the wrestling is the first thing you do is you protect yourself, you protect who you're working with. So I'm very cautious that way. Like, I mean, I draw the line at falling off. I don't fall off buildings. You're not going to light me on fire. None of that BS. There's always going to be someone that does that if it needs to be done. But so it's over the years of doing the fight scenes and stuff like that, you learn how to take care of yourself, take care of your partner.
Yeah.
Now, I think I was reading that you were pretty wise, even in your younger years, that you didn't take the big fall in X-Men. Your stunt guy
Yeah.
took that, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
his back still hurts to this day.
Yes. Yeah. He's still messed up. Yeah. I think they were talking to Kevin Nash a bit about it. And I don't know what the heck happened there. I mean, maybe he's a little out of shape or something. I don't know. Uh, sorry, Kev, just joking. But they wanted me to do the stunts, and I'm not a stunt man. I mean, the fight stuff, whatever. And I was talking with the stunt coordinator, and he goes, "Yeah, how do you feel about doing a 120-foot decelerator?" I'm like, "Oh, what? Yeah, maybe." And all this other stuff, and then they were still looking for the saber tooth. I had the long blonde hair, I had the Fu Manchu, and the stunt coordinator said, "Hey, you probably want to see Tyler for this because he looks like Sabretooth." And I went in and luckily got the role.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
actually I actually just talked to Famke Janssen a couple days ago,
Yeah.
and we talked about the first X-Men, and I told her about how I still vividly remember seeing it on opening night, and I had nightmares about Sabretooth for months after. So thank you for that.
Well, there you go. Then I did my job right?
Exactly. One, I wanted to ask about your Deadpool and Wolverine cameo because
Yeah.
it was so awesome to see you return, and like what was it like working under the Marvel secrecy machine?
Oh my God. I had talked to Sean, I don't know how long ago. They called my manager, and manager said Sean wanted to talk to me, and I was like, oh, had to wait until it was a Friday, I think, and I had to wait till Monday to talk to him. And he goes, "Do you know why I'm calling you?" And I said, "I bloody well hope so." And he laughed. He goes, how do you feel about playing Sabretooth again?" I'm like, "I would love to. Hell yes." He goes, "Okay, let's do it." And I trained and trained and trained for I think 3 months to get ready for it, and then it was just boom. So, but that actually helped send me on my journey of getting fit again and getting back in shape. So, yeah, yeah, and just being, I mean, like the NDAs for that are just huge. And everybody kept asking, "Are you going to be in it? You got to be in it." And I'm like, "You can't say anything, because they
So
want
it's
to
just
get
like ages of like refusing your acknowledgement, and then people coming up to you after and being like, "You lied to me."
right. I knew it. I knew it. It's like, well, look at, hey, I mean, I don't know how some 27-page NDA that take my firstborn or whatever the hell it would be. So it's like,
That's
I'm
boring.
not going to say anything.
Well, and I remember too, there was paparazzi photos that had come out of it. So even
Yeah.
after those came out, were you able to like acknowledge it, or like was it still like, nope, I don't know what you're talking about?
No, I wasn't. I was not saying anything. I was kind of thrown off guard when Ryan actually dropped the news that I was doing it on that Friday and released the footage and stuff. I'm like, shit, you could have given me some, you know, advance notice. But
That's
yeah, no,
awesome.
it is just they're very tight-lipped and do what they want to do type of thing.
Was there anything that was left on the cutting room floor? Anything you, because I'm assuming you film a bunch and then they probably find what they're looking for. Is there anything that you did do that we didn't get to see?
No, you saw everything.
Really?
That
Ah,
was
well, that's
it.
good. That makes me happy.
That was it. Filmed that well because that was the whole big joke. It's the build up and like people have been waiting 20 years for this, and then boom,
Yeah.
it's charge
Yeah,
it
yeah.
together, it's done. That's what it was. But the thing is like they wouldn't even give me the script for, I mean, like I knew I'm doing this. Don't really know. Yeah, I was told it's going to be quick and brief, so I'm like, okay, well, most cameos are.
Uh,
But yeah, that
that's
that
a
was crazy.
that's amazing. Well, and it's also the kind of thing too where when that like the trailer or Ryan announcing it finally happens, like is there that sense of relief? Because I don't know how much time there was in between like when you were first contacted and when it was finally officially revealed that you were returning.
Oh, it was months. There was quite a bit of time. Just about, I mean, close to a year.
Oh,
So yeah, yeah, because they got to get it all cut together and everything like that. And yeah, we filmed it in England the day that the strike started. So like the strike was happening 8 o'clock at night. We filmed like I was on set probably, I don't know, 2 o'clock or something. So I mean, we just had
Mhm.
an afternoon of filming, filmed it, done, gone type of thing. So it was quick and fast. Yeah,
that's crazy. Well,
yeah.
I love that movie and I love your cameo in it. Did they have to do a new like sculpt of your head or were they able to use like old like an old sculpt?
No, that we did a whole new sculpt here in at Trilla Studios, the Pinewood, old Pinewood that turned into Trillis in Atlanta
Yeah.
here. You stand there now, like before they put the plaster on you and you have to sit there and all of that. Nowadays, there's a room just full of cameras. You just stand there and it takes pictures down to the millisecond. And
That's
they were able to
amazing.
recreate it. And, you just do your stuff. You're like, and all that stuff. And they get it, capture it, and they fit the costume and everything from that and did some sizes and away we go.
How many times in your life do you think you've done like the plaster mold of your face
Oh,
for a film?
oh God, a lot, a lot. I was anticipating that for this. And then when they go, no, you just got to stand here. I'm like, oh, I love it.
Times
Thanks.
have changed.
Yeah. Times are changing.
Oh man, yeah, we're
Anytime
all
I've
getting
ever
there.
seen that process, I'm always like, because I'm a bit of a claustrophobic person, so every time I see it, I'm like, oh God, no, I couldn't manage it myself. Is there something
Yeah.
that you like? How do you get yourself through that? And are you just like breathing and like trying to be zen, or like what was your
Yeah.
process with those?
Yeah. I mean, I started meditating years ago. So I just go into meditations and just chill out
Oh.
and just, it's me time.
I respect
But
that.
some people can't handle it, and it's you go through certain phases there. It gets you thinking.
Oh.
You just got to stay calm and get through it because you don't want to screw it up because then you got to do it again. So
Oh.
Do
One
you use any meditation apps actually? Sorry, I'm a
no.
big meditating kind of guy. I've been trying to find new apps there. Or do you just
yeah,
sit
I
down?
use I use breathe
Okay.
out.
All
Yeah,
right. Sorry, I'm gonna write that down real
Yeah, I was
quick.
gonna say, write
yeah,
that down, Lance.
do it.
One thing I always love asking an actor is if they took any fun props from set that they still have. So with Rob Zombie's Halloween movies, did you end up taking any props, whether it be the mask or whatever?
Yeah, I had just about I had a lot of stuff. I had the first mask, I had the orange mask, I had the mask from the second one. I got the knife from the first one given to me by the props guys. We finished filming. He goes, "Here, you deserve this."
That's
I got a
awesome.
knife from the second one. Got all a lot of the jumpsuits and the slippers and the the wardrobe from the sanitarium and all of that. So yeah, I mean, I had quite a bit of stuff. And when you're working with a rock star on the last day, it's like, come on, let's go get shit out of the trailer. So
Get a bag.
pretty cool.
That's awesome. Well, you're speaking of it in past tense. You not have them anymore?
No, you know what? Those masks deteriorate
Yeah,
pretty quickly. And for me, it was all in my closet. So I wanted to make sure that people could see it and get it on display and stuff. So it's out there now. People are looking at it and enjoying it. So
that's awesome.
I
because
do have a
they
question.
weren't seeing it in my closet, but I have the Troy outfit
Oh,
still in my
awesome.
closet.
Just back there, huh?
Yeah, just
Move it around when you're getting stuff. That's awesome.
yeah, right. Just yeah. I try to collect something from everything I do, just as a keepsake type of thing.
That's
Well, I have a
awesome.
question. I want to get that. There's a question on Halloween 2 because it's not in the commentary. I can't find anything of it. Obviously, I think Halloween 2, to me at least, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong, felt like more of a Rob Zombie film. I felt like he had less interference. It felt like he kind of had his own idea, which is again why I really like it. How were you prepped for that movie in terms of the character? Because Rob Zombie in the commentary is clear that he goes, well, you know, uh, you are not spiritual, you're not undead, but at the same time, you do have this connection with Lori. It is a little more
Right.
mystical, and also you're shot in the face. And I've always liked the idea that you just pop back up in that ambulance, and you're on a path. So did you guys discuss it all, like how you're here, why you're here, or was it left up to you to find your own sort of method?
Well, I mean, you don't really see the shot in the face, so could have grazed off, whatever. But like I was talking with Rob, and I said, Rob, look, if we're going to do another one, we got to kick it up a notch because I don't want to be one of those guys that just does the same thing, you know. And he agreed, and that's where we got the grunting and the intensity from. And you can tell by that first nurse kill just how intense and brutal it's going to be. But if if the studio, if the Weinsteins would have just let Rob do his thing, the first script would have been even better than it is, because they kept sticking their nose in and they demanded that he use, I believe it was 5 million of the budget to do ads and stuff. So he had to figure out how he was going to get that money into the film. So he was constantly changing it, and it's it was a mess. If they would just let him alone and do his thing, it would have been so much better. But we're lucky it turned out as good as it did, type
So
of
you're
thing.
saying part two it still had a lot of, part my French, bullshit and to deal with. Okay,
Oh, yeah, a lot,
more than the first, or just a
more than the
different.
first,
Wow.
way
Interesting.
more than the first.
Because you as you watch the second, to me, like that's why I like it so much, is it seems a little more ethereal. It just seems a little weirder, which is I assumed, because I assumed he had less interference. That's wild to me.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no,
All right.
yeah, it was crazy. There's a whole backstory that's out there about it. I don't even really want to comment on it, but it's like, yeah, they were messing with it, and they're I don't even know why they should have realized, because from the first one, Rob knows what he's doing. You know, we held the Labor Day box office record for 14 years. Shit, come
Yeah.
on. I mean, that tells you something right there.
Yeah.
And they should have just let him do his thing.
So do you have more of I guess, do you have more of an affinity for the first, or the second? I guess because I know you're filming both, but it sounds like the second one was more stressful, and I feel a little more flabbergasted. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, I love them both for various different reasons. Like the second one was amazing with that journey, because you're going through Lori's journey to the PTSD type of thing, and how her and Michael are trying to reconnect. Because the way I played Michael Myers was the whole time I was just trying to reconnect with my sister, the only person that I gave a shit about, and then she ends up stabbing me in the shoulder in the first one, and so then it becomes a different hunt game. And the way I approached it was, I'm trying to reconnect with family because family is forever. There's a slogan on the thing.
Yeah.
Tagline.
There's the tagline.
Okay.
So that's the way I played it, and that's how it turned out the way it was.
Yeah. When I actually talked to Patrick Lussier and Todd Farmer a few years ago about their Halloween 3D movie, how much of
Yeah.
that film were you actually privy to?
I'm buddies with Todd Farmer, so I talked to him a little bit about it. Yeah, it was
'Cause
him, Derek Mears, and myself were good drinking buddies back in the day because I used to live a block and a half away from Derek Mears, so we called it staggering distance, and Todd would show up, so we were the three amigos. So
Oh, I had no idea that they were all Canadian. That's awesome.
no, this was in California.
Oh, I was like, that's funny. Like, your Canadians are so nice, just walking and drinking. I respect that.
And we do that in California too.
No, I respect
So
it.
you were contracted to return to like that one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was asked to do it. We were gonna do it, the third one, both Scout and myself,
Yeah.
and then it just got put on the shelf. So I don't know exactly what happened there. And I talked briefly with Todd about it, but it is what it is, man. That's show business.
Yeah.
You married Scout, though. Is that correct? I think that is that. Did I hear that correctly? You married her.
I
You're not married to her, but you married
I
her.
Yeah.
officiated her.
Officiated.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah, you
married
put
her
that the
off.
wrong way.
Yes.
Oh,
I was
I know,
like,
but
wait a minute, you're a little, yeah. Yes, I
you married her
officiate.
off. Okay.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, that is a Scout and I have been tight ever since the first one, and she calls me dad, and she was getting married, and she called up and said, "Hey, will you officiate my wedding?" And I'm like, I don't know if I want to. And it was a three-way call with Renee and myself, and Renee was up on the upper level. She yells down, "You're ordained, you're doing it." And I'm
are
like,
you okay? I was going to
"Yeah."
say, do you have to get ordained, or you were already ordained?
No, I had to get ordained, and
Oh,
apparently
good,
do
good.
it pretty damn quickly. So I don't know how legal the marriage is, but I'm apparently an ordained whatever right now.
Well, I think that's very sweet of you, and that I know it shows you. You do a lot of kind stuff. So I'm like this. I like this guy. He's doing good. He's making the world a better place.
Uh,
Ah, you know,
well,
it's Scout. I had to.
when we haven't gotten a proper 4K release for either of the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, and they're the only ones in the franchise that aren't out on 4K. So have you heard anything of any movement on that?
Oh man, I hear nothing about that.
No.
It'd be cool, but like we shot on Super 16 because Rob wanted it like really, really gritty looking. So
Hey, there's been some great movies that they've been able to put on 4K that are filmed in 16, so I
yeah,
still
that's
hold out
true
hope.
too. That is true too, so
Well, if some boutique label picked it up, would you be interested in returning for like commentary or featurettes on it?
yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
We need to put that out in the universe then because
Yeah,
I'd love
good
to see
juju.
that.
Yeah, you might as well get the true stories from the people, the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, and I'm wondering too, so with Halloween, is that a like since you're in and you're Michael Myers, do you ever go back and watch any of the Halloween films yourself?
Every once in a while I do, I'll if I'm flipping through stuff, I'll run across them and watch them for a bit. But sitting down from start to finish, I haven't done a Halloween in a long time.
Yeah.
I need to do that.
It's pretty fun. I mean, we just finished up our whole rewatch of them all, and it actually gave us the realization that you're one of our favorite Michael Myers and how much we love your performance as Michael because it's so like you are easily the scariest Michael Myers.
Yeah, I gotta
Well,
get
Like
away from a
definitely
lot
the
of them, but not
most
him.
intense.
yeah, well, there's always that moment where you come from off screen and kill Laurie's parents, and it
Yeah.
is genuinely, I think it's one of the best moments in the whole franchise because it's so visceral and just like hits you in a way that you're not expecting. And I've always loved that, and I always just love your intensity in that scene. But I mean, in the whole movie, but in that scene in particular, it's just I can feel it.
Yeah, we went after it on just about every scene. So,
Yeah.
they're
When I was
they're all pretty intense.
Uh, do you have any interest in working with Rob again on another project?
Oh, I would love to. I've done three projects with him now so far. I would love to do something if the right thing came across the table.
Yeah,
I mean, I would love to.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're close to Scout. Are you and Rob on? I mean, obviously you're in talking terms, but I mean, is because I know he travels a lot. He does a lot of stuff for his music. Are you guys ever in contact? Like just in terms of not even movies, just like Is he the kind of guy that you're gonna he's gonna come to Georgia and get a beer with you?
Yeah, well, I mean, if we ever meet up, yeah, like he came through and did a concert here, and he said, "Hey, you want tickets? You know, I'll get you tickets if you want." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, Rob!" So yeah, I would text back and forth every once in a while,
Uh,
but we're both so busy going in different directions. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know he's been really focused on music the last couple years. I feel like
Yeah,
anytime no one's been able to get any information about of he's if he's even going to be returning to stuff. I think Scout mentioned on her podcast that he's like working on something, and then suddenly all the different horror sites went crazy with that. But there hasn't been anything concrete. So I'm very
yeah,
curious as what he gets up to next.
yeah. I have no idea.
Oh.
so outside of Last Spartan, is there anything that you're working on that like you're really interested in? You want to talk about it? Because I feel like it seems like you're a man of many talents, and I just want to make sure like I'm giving you the proper due. Like is there anything
Yeah,
that's in the
I
works that
mean,
you want to?
I'm actually really digging working in this in the comic book and graphic novel media. I've got some other projects through there that I'm wanting to do. That I've got a horror one that I want to do, and a couple other ones that I'm not ready to talk about at this time, but hopefully pretty soon we'll be able to start rolling them out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have any upcoming film projects that you have like in the
In the
works,
can
in the
right
can?
now,
Nothing.
no. We're I'm talking to some people about some stuff, and fingers crossed, and hopefully they work out.
Yeah. Well, and we're actually collaborating with the horror show on this, and they're interviewing another Michael Myers, James Jude Courtney.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so we have some rapid fire questions that we're asking both of you. So
Sure, fire away.
okay, so what's your process for getting into character as Michael Myers?
Um, Mine, I would just watch the films, play some hard rock music, and put the mask on and go kill people.
What hard rock music was like the
Just
mains?
whatever was going on. I'm more of an old school guy, Zeppelin, Skinner, crazy stuff like
I
that.
got a question. What's your favorite Zeppelin album?
Oh God. I know you hit me with something like that. I can't name it right now.
Okay, okay.
I'm 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 bad with names like that. Like I say, I've
Me
been
too.
talking about my head a lot, man. It's like I hear a song, I know I like it, I love
As
it.
long as how about this? One, two, three, four. Houses of Holy. I feel is the appropriate answer. Unless you're in graffiti.
What is the appropriate answer?
I think it's one, two, three, four, and Houses of Holy. I personally think that's their peak.
My
Uh,
favorite is one, two, three, four houses of holy.
okay, okay. Gallows Pole, number three. Let's agree on that. It's a great
There we
song,
go.
right? You got the
Okay, there we
mandolin.
go. There you go. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
but I mean,
so
I just listen to all that old school stuff, get me charged up,
nice.
Rush, you know,
Love it.
all of that stuff just gets
Yeah,
me
classic
going.
rock.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
your preferred killing implement for Michael?
Oh, I mean, you got to go with the knife, but I killed people with the axe and stuff too, and so
Yeah.
I'd have to say knife.
What's your favorite kill from your Halloween films?
Nurse in Halloween 2 and Big Joe Grizzly, and yeah, those two stick out
Love
because
that.
Joe Grizzly I got the suit from, and away you go type of thing, and the nurse was crazy, and she went on to win an Oscar. So
I,
technically, I'm the only serial
I
killer to
was
get
just
an
gonna say
Oscar.
that when
So
Octavia Spencer is on stage, like accepting her Oscar, you like, I killed her.
exactly.
That's awesome. Well, is there any victim from the series that you actually felt sorry for?
No, people always go, "Oh, why did you kill Danny? He was so good to you. I was good to you, Mikey." Okay. Would he have let me out if I wouldn't have killed him? No. So he had to die. Let's just clear that up right now. Because otherwise, the movie would have ended right there and Michael Myers would have not gotten out of the asylum.
I love the story that Rob tells of during that scene of you lifting up the TV and it like accidentally falling and breaking. So then they had to do some editing tricks to like get around that. I've seen that movie a dozen times, never realized it until hearing Rob tell the story.
Yeah, I mean, they had one TV and they had all the guts in it, and it was heavy as shit, you know. And so that he's like, pick it up. I'm picking it up and I'm carrying it over my head, and I hit one of those water sprinkler heads and started to drop, and I'm trying to catch it, and he's like, get out of the way. I'm like, this is the only fucking TV, you know. And he's like, what? Are you serious? I go, yeah, and the guts were in it. And he went to try and pick it up. He's like, holy crap. So yeah, they didn't prep it properly, and I guess they must have just got it like that day or something and didn't take the guts out of it. So it was a full on TV.
Yeah, I
So
feel
I was
like
trying to protect it, and he's like, "Get out of the way."
I
So
feel like
yeah,
younger generations don't realize just how heavy TVs used to be.
A
Like
tube
they
TV
were,
is
it
like
was
a
a
weight.
workout.
yeah. Well, and they're awkward because you had the big box, you know, and when they have those tubes inside there, that's a two-man job. And he's like, "Okay, lift it over your head." What? Okay, here we go. So it
What?
was interesting.
And my final question for this little rapid fire would be, if you could play any non-Michael Myers slasher, who would it be?
Slasher.
Well,
Oh
it could be
God.
horror villain in general, any non-Michael Myers horror villain.
Oh, I mean, is Frankenstein counting in the Frankenstein monster counting that?
Yeah,
Then there you go. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I would love to do Frankenstein.
Well, I mean, unless Lance has any more questions, I think we've got through it all. Thank you so much for talking to us today, Tyler. This has been an absolute blast. Like I can't wait to pick up a copy of Last Spartan, both the Red Tape as well as Lone Wolf, because I'm a big comic book guy, so this seems right up my alley.
Yeah, very cool, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, guys. And like I say, everybody out there, check out thelastspartan.com. It is a graphic novel that deals with human trafficking awareness. Portion of the proceeds do go to deliverfund.org, help put an end to human trafficking. And you can do it at lastspartan.com, tylermain.com, mainentertainment.com. So thank you guys for having me. Stay safe out there, guys.
Well, that was our conversation with Tyler Main. What a cool fucking dude. Like
Yeah,
he's everything I wanted him to be and more.
I agree. And in his heart, he really wanted to say Zeppelin 3. I could see it. I was like, oh, it's 3. It's a bald man to a bald man. We had a connection. I was like, it's 3. It's okay.
As
No,
soon
no,
as you
really
a
sweet guy.
as soon as you asked that, all I could think was like, because if you would ask me the same thing, it's like I just know that there's 1 through 4, so I would just pick one of them.
I'm sorry, we're just not going to include House is the Holy. House is the Holy means nothing to anybody. Come on, you
No, but
killed me there.
if you just were asking for a basic album, I know that there's 1 through 4 because I'm like, because I connected with him as soon as he said, I'm not good with like that kind. I don't remember. It's like song titles or albums, and it's like, yeah, I'm the exact same way. That kind of shit goes over my head. I'm awful with all of that, so I connected with that very much. So
He was very kind. Anybody that gives us that much time just to hang out, I think is very sweet. Um, his wife is from Michigan, so you guys both think you have great pizza, and I think that's adorable, and I really care. But no, I'm joking. I mean, his wife came from the comic world, and they met in Chicago. Like I already like her, so
yeah,
no, he was very nice, and he was very like relaxed, and I think that's the kind of people you want to talk to. That just seemed very chill.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so great, and I mean. Hey, any boutique labels watch this? You got to get on that Rob Zombie Halloween train and get us some 4Ks. How do we not like? It's insane that those are not available on 4K.
No, and those would be easy to clean up. Not that they need to clean up, but I feel like that like they're new enough where a little this, a little like a little wax on, wax off, and you got some good stuff. Plus, there's that documentary you talked about, which isn't on any of the DVDs or the Blu-rays. There's enough information out there. It's like, come on, man. Um, I want a number two. I want Halloween 2 in an awesome fucking 4K steelbook. I know I'm the only person gonna be buying it, but I'll buy two. I bought two Jaws Revenge 4K, so it's like I'll support. I'll be that guy. I'm gonna listen more like, oh, you got two. So I'll buy you
Absolute,
one for Christmas. Don't worry.
fucking absolute insanity. I mean, hey, but at least I got to be honest. Like he is genuinely. I didn't want to. I thought of it during, so I'm like, okay, I can't call him my second favorite Michael Myers. Because then it's just like, well, that's just rude. Just call him one of your favorite Michael Myers. But it's like, yeah, I feel like he's right under Nick Castle with the original in terms of like,
Well, because
especially
everyone else was
after,
copying Castle, he decided to be more Jason, and I'm gonna always lean towards Jason, of course.
yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
none
I've
of,
been
I
saying that
mean,
for years.
That's one of our main complaints during our Halloween series rewatch has been like these Michaels are so generic and just don't have any oomph to them. So
Wait, when is this coming out?
comes out right before Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Okay. Well, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I cannot wait for you to see our ranking. It'll be titled the worst Halloween ranking of all time, and I cannot wait. It'll be violent. Not for us. We're gonna all have a good time, but I mean, to put that out in the world, it's it's like a gypsy curse.
No, it's gonna be chaos, absolute chaos. Well, and before we leave, I want to make sure to thank Lexi from the Horror Show for setting up this interview with Tyler Main. Obviously, we very much appreciate it. And yeah, you guys can keep an eye out for we're going to do some like clips of this and all that. So maybe that's even how you were able to find this on YouTube. Or if you're not, if you're actually just listening to this through the various podcast apps, you can watch the video version on YouTube and get to see Maine's glorious beard because holy shit, I got beard envy as soon as I saw it. I could never get as full of a beard as that man.
And as a bald guy, me and bald men look at each other and we understand. Like he before the interview, he gave me a nod, and I gave him a nod because I was like, I understand, I get it, And yeah, so bald men unite because this world is full of fucking pretty haired boys like you.
Great way to end it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this, listening to this, and yeah, I mean, I have no idea. Who know? We might have other interviews come up. You never know at this point. I guess this is what needlessly nostalgic is. You never know what we're gonna do. We're not just gonna be watching older movies at this point. We got anything's up for grabs. So thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you in the next one. Goodbye.